guys, welcome to another fresh segment of the 254 Trends. My name is Masi Soni and thank you so much guys for the support and just sharing of the previous videos that I've been uploading. It really means a lot. And so in today's discussion, we shall be discussing about a very interesting topic, and this is something that has, let me say, has blown the internet. People have been talking about this issue for the past 1 week, and the most important thing about this issue is about it's pulling both genders apart. Let me say apart because wanavuta huku, wanavutana huku, so it's it's a very interesting conversation. And just to make the show interesting, today is gonna be totally different. This is because I have amazing people with me, intelligent people who are very ready. They are very ready to say whatever they think about the situation. So if you're left behind, you don't know what exactly we are going to be talking about, here is a clip of what has been happening. So take a look.
Position around Eunice, the 20-year-old lady who last year found a date on Facebook, went on a first date, and after that she couldn't be able to, she became immobile. Yes, she's still limping and because apparently this man she found on Facebook invited her to, you know, a building in the CBD. They were having a date on the 12th floor. And guess what happened?
What happened?
The guy tried to make moves like Jaguar.
Netflix and chill.
And then guess kidogo man, she was like, yo.
Yes guys, so kama umeachwa nyuma, that is exactly what people have been talking about. But before we jump into that, let my panelists, my beautiful people, waji introduce so that you get to know who exactly they are as we begin our discussion. So from my left,
hi guys, Ian Collins, young leader, aspiring politician, a student, this staff, and I'm glad to be here.
Hi guys, my name is Millicent Tipatet. I'm also a student leader at Daystar University, and I'm taking a degree in international relations and security studies. I'm happy to be here.
My name is Ella Zimteko Nakute. I'm an environmentalist, practitioner, also an entrepreneur. I'm glad to be here in this show and, you know, talk about life, talk about the issues that affect men and women.
All right, so guys, as we start this discussion, I'm just gonna have, first of all, I want to know your opinions about Shafi's comment, Falme and Neville, and everything revolving around the issue. So, Transana Elias, what is your opinion first, so that now we start to do a mali to
My comments about Shafi are very and very, like, he was just being sincere and trying to explain how in life, how this entanglements of relationship are men, how they approach to women, how easy women are, and how also they need also women to be hard to get. These are things that we know. It's the 21st century, honestly speaking. The 21st century naona watu siku hizi tunajua vizuri kuna gender, kuna venye unafaa respect women and how to treat women, but you know the circumstances zinaweza kuwa. So to his comments, I can say he was saying the truth. Actually, I can say the truth can set you free, and also it's also painful. But that's my opinion. He was just saying the truth.
All right. Millicent is about to blow. Millicent.
In my opinion, Shafi's comments were uncalled for. First, I'll give a practical example. Mercy, let's say, God forbid, you're raped, and then your parent comes to you, alafu anze kukuambia, wewe na wewe ulikuwa unafanya nini hapo usiku? What is the first thought? That it's my fault. She's blaming me, and that's what victim blaming is all about. When you're giving advice, as people purportedly people are saying on social media that hiyo ni advice yenye tu mzazi angepeana. Kuna kitu inaitwa timing. Hauwezi kuja tu na mtu amerepewa unaanza kumwambia wewe na wewe ulikuwa unafanya nini, and then to add salt to the injury, you're just like directing the condemnations. That's what I will call them. Then that is not an advice. Ni kukondemn mtu, your condemnations on the victim, alafu unasahau perpetrator. Au wajui wote wawili. Unaambia huyu kama ulikuwa, if Shafi had good intentions, in my opinion, angeongelelea maybe angekondem huyo dem, and then also the guy. We are always forgetting in society imekuwa that we are being taught how to, ladies are being taught how to fear men instead of men being taught how to respect us so that we can live together, and it's never going to happen. Like, we are never going to live in harmony kama ni hiyo ndio tutashinda tukifanya. We are always like, when rape ikitokea, dem alikuwa na sponsor nini, why aren't you telling your fathers leave these ladies alone ama kitu kama hiyo? It's always about the lady, and that's what we call victim blaming. So yeah, that is what my father will tell me now. I'm not raped. He'll tell me usitembe usiku because people are evil, but the moment I am raped hata niambia wewe ulikuwa unafanya nini, because that will be like it's my fault, and then we leave away the perpetrators. There are people who are listening, small kids. Unadhani waliget nini kutoka those comments? They might have gotten like, if I find the chick walking outside, ama if I call a lady out na kuje first date, it's okay to rape her because it's her fault,
because she came.
She came, and it's on the first date and she has been told not to come, so acha ni rape then. That is what.
Okay.
Those are my views.
For me, I think I actually agree with it. I don't know if it's neutral in some way. This is why. For me, like, given the situation, didn't call for Shafi to use those choice of words. You know, talking about it, you know, that's a sensitive matter. Like, uni mtu ako crippled somewhere, uni mtu hurting, ako na familia. So they're there's this thing about journalism, like you can't even air out, you can't show a photo of a dead person for the sake of the family or something. Yeah. So like hapo Shafi aliuma nje totally, you know, and that goes without saying, you know, hapo mnaweza kuwa nimeangusha gangster points, but still hapo angecheza chini. But then there's an issue with me right now. I feel issue I have beef with, or in this scenario, the homeboys guys, you know. They knew who Shafi is, like, you know, like nobody hapo anajua, alikuwa like surprised, you know. We're not atuko like guy Shafi amesema hivi, homeboys wanajua ni nani huyu wameleta.
They know it's who wamemploy nani.
Exactly.
It's like a kibe.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I mean, so vile what they did right now when they started off by suspending him, and then kidogo vile social media is acting up, they now say, okay, let's fire this guy. That was kind of hypocritical of them. You know, it's for them to stand with him because walijua ni nani wame. Yeah, given sawa, mpeni hiyo penalty given, but to a point sasa mnamfire or mnamwacha. And then even guys like Mfalme na the other guy Never,
yeah.
Hapo hakuna kitu wangedu because mwenye alianzisha story unajua like nika sasa tuko show yako alianzisha kitu si tutachangia tu. So like I feel like, you know, Mfalme na Neville walikuwa collateral damage unnecessary because si wao hata ukiangalia clip si wao wao tu wako tuko live tuko live. Acha
let's
I know and then unajua hapo si unajua big week tu ni Shafi, so ni mdosi wao typically, like mdosi even like because he's like the programs controller something. So akianzisha story unless the best move akina Mfalme wangefanya maybe ni kutoka, na hiyo ni unlikely. So for me, like what Shafi said, bearing the situation of the matter, it's insensitive given you like goes out in. But then the act of always now living their own because now at social media imekataa. I know. So me for me, yeah, that's where I stand. That's my opinion. Yeah.
So practically for you, you're saying for Shafi it was unlawful. So is it okay for us to say like sometimes men speak loosely?
Not really. You know, if like there wasn't a case of the lady being hurt or dying, raped, inakuwa another typical story, then Shafi alikuwa tu sawa. Hiyo ni kawaida talk.
Mind you, but then mind you, kama ingekuwa ni Shafi, ingekuwa a lady speaking the same way Shafi was speaking, it could have been taken how it was. I think it was just a personal targeted thing.
Elias,
because people also know how Shafi perceives how relationships na venye entanglement za love zinakuwa.
I think last year kulikuwa na issue of these 3 ladies when walikuwa wanasema story ya kuosha vyombo na nini. And they were what? They were fired or there was just an uproar. Walikuwa wanasema hawezi osha vyombo juu wamesoma ama kitu kama hiyo na ikakuwa anapro. So sidhani eti ni juu Shafi alisema ama nini. It's just the situation. Hauwezi enda mtu ameanguka ametupwa kutoka 12th floor alafu unaenda unacheka.
Because now Shafi's main point was how, again brings the point, are women lose. Because for him, he was talking about the fact that this lady met this guy on Facebook and they went on their first date and that happened. So he's like, the lady is to be blamed. But again, we're asking ourselves, okay, sawa, dem amekuja, si ndio, it's the first date. When I say no, does it mean I have a right to be pushed off a cliff or something?
No, you have no right. That's why, like, he's sensitive. His comments were insensitive in the sense that there was that injury. Kama kungekuwa na hiyo incident, then ingekuwa typical conversation. His opinion, where he's given, everybody has his right to. That's the way he views that situation. You know, them afai kujipelekana easily. That's his, you know. But then him saying it in light of injury, in light of, you know, I mean, 12th floor, like, I think at a heri.
That's so cold.
Yeah, ingeenda mbaya, you know.
Yeah.
Just because of that scenario, angecheza chini. But then typically, because that's the kawaida thing, you know, like chiles, you know, some, not everybody. And then, you know, like, even we should not even like assume that he was targeting every other chile. You know, we are reacting as if kila chile ameambiwa. He's saying like, he's representing like kunao mafisi among his classmates, but then si kila mtu, you know, like kunao wana danger relation. But tukiongea about fisi, semangi all this, you know. So I think his opinion was based on, you know, his experiences which he's entitled to have, you know. But then just him in light of injury, in light of somebody hurting, in light of the family trying to, you know, recover pia and get relaxed, because it's a big platform, you know, like Humbo is big, so akona audience.
Okay.
It's not just allowed to like, yeah.
Okay, so Millicent, because now we've seen that there's the case of Eunice, and also there's previously, almost like 2 weeks ago, there's another Chile who got raped and also the spinal cord was broken allegedly by another guy. Her name was Velvin. Now Millicent, for you as a lady, in the case of Velvin, okay, obviously we know there's stuff to do with sponsors and everything, so Velvin, Millicent, for you as a lady, how would you perceive the issue of going out with guys? Like, what would you say about it?
So for Velvin, allegedly this was a guy known to her.
Yeah.
They had met several times at her place of work, and the guy even took Velvin to a lodging where he was known. So there is an issue of trust. So we can't say that it's because he was a sponsor ama kitu kama hiyo. This is a person trusted, just like I could trust Ian Collins and something like that. So that was, we know that if you find me and Collins going out, it's meant to be maybe romantic and all that. I don't expect that he will anigeuzie aanze kuniua because tunajuana. So tukianza kusema ati Velvin angetafuta watu size yake, this was a person known to her, maybe preference yake ni mtu old. You know how they say the older the guitar, the greater the tune. Allah. Okay. So kuna issue na preference. So mkisema eti sponsors na nini, hii ni kitu watu wawili wame agree. Alafu you putting a fault at just one person is usually so unfair, and it happens to mostly us. So kwa Velvin mi sioni issue ya kuja kusema ati story na sponsor, kwa sababu walikuwa wanajuana na nini. So na pia alienda huko, okay, kuna, I think this is what people don't get. Naweza kuambia kwa text, okay, it's going down today, na niende huko tuseme tuongelele kitu alafu tukatiane niseme sijisikii, alafu ikue hivyo. Sasa the issue is si eti sisi tuambiwe tuachane na sponsor, ni watu waambiwe consent inafaa kuwa ni kitu wa must, ni kitu unafaa kupewa permission ndio nini, na si vitu ni lazima juu inakani kama this thing is becoming, sex is becoming a must, and it looks like ni sisi, like ni lazima tuwapee, tusipowapea kuna consequences. haifai kuwa hivyo.
You know, let me tell you, there's a clip that the three guys, I don't know if you know mnawajua, they were talking about, walikuwa wanasema nikikutoa Nairobi nikupeleke Naivasha, unafikiria tunaenda kusoma ama unafikiria tunaenda kufanya nini, you know. Walikuwa wanasema for guys sometimes you're investing your money on this girl. So me, I would want the guys to answer this for me, because what's going on in your mind? Let's say umesave, for real, umesave, then you're taking this girl to Naivasha. So alikuwa anasema hata mimi mzazi wangu sijaipeleka Naivasha, wewe nikakupeleka unafikiria wewe ni special aje. So for you guys, do you consider that as fair? Menda Naivasha, mmefika pale, you spent a night, then the girl is like, no, I don't want. What goes through your minds?
I'm in West. Number one. I'm in West. Kama nadai, it shows so inafaa pia wewe unataka. Like iko tu like usini West. Kama Benana alisema ati kuna manzi alikuwa naye, walikuwa wamekaa naye like for 6 months before ingie box. But sasa huyu mwingine kuna mademu unapatana nao 6 seconds. Hizo ni kitu gani? Na depend the nature of relationship unakuwa na. Kama wewe kama dem, hata mimi ningekuwa na mtoto, a daughter, niseme tu let me talk about my daughter if I could have a daughter. Najiuliza, dem nikitaka relationship yake na wanaume ikoaje? Nataka afikirie hivi. Kama nataka relationship, nataka kuwa na relationship na man, I need to take my own time. I need to show kama you also need to be aware of yourself. Nijue kama sasa niko ready kuwa na relationship hapana. Nataka kuwa fun. Choose between the two. Usikue like unapatia wanaume hopes, alafu tena unamdegrade, alafu akikurusha no survive. They are complaining. It's because sometimes you also need to be aware. You can be foolish at times. You may not know. Sometimes love inakuanga very funny, because how many people notice how their first kiss comes in? In happening it unajua how boy happen. Sina kitu kama hiyo. So there are also mistakes that come across in love. So as a lady you need to be aware. Najua mwanaume na engage now. Tunataka kupendana, tunataka to have fun, tunataka to enjoy. Something like, because walienda ka have drinks. Umepeleka huko, unanunulia tena chrome, alafu tena urudishe kwa kitanda, alafu unadhani seriously.
Yeah, straight up actually. Yeah. Because I believe like, you know, it's not fair to lead somebody on, because you know they go in Nairobi for a while, unajua how things happen, you know. So unajua akikwambia tunaenda road trip kwa nasema Naivasha, obvious ushajijua. Sasa niwe kusema jumi sitaki kitu yetu iende in that line, wacha nikate sasa na sikam kuna shughuli, you know. Unaisema early, not at the time where you know how we express love is we're expressing love as dudes in giving, you know, we are givers literally, like that's how we perceive, like how we hardly say I love you, you know, but we show it, you know. So nikisema na kutreat, that's me telling, in fact ukisema no niko umeniambia I hate you, you know. Imagine like, so it's that impactful. But then tumeishi Nairobi for a while, or you know how things go, nikikupeleka out ama nikupeleka huko drinks 12 low, like, and then unajua nature of the relationship in between, hata tufikie point tunakunywa drinks ama tunaenda road trip somewhere, kuna vinye tumeongeleshana obviously. So usikubali nikupe hiyo vibe ukijua uko ready for that, unaona. So up until let's say you're ready, uko down, then kubali everything I do, because that's how we express love. That's why like when we demand of it, inaka demand, but it's not demand, it's more of like it making sense to us, because ukisema yes all true, so like hii ni ngumu aje no. In fact can you know kata from the word go, you know. You see need up, need done, and that's how we expressing like so. But given it's wrong for us to react society, we don't consider your consent, like that's unfortunate. That like for me as a dude, I don't condone that. Dem akisema no, unaheshimu, you know, we should be civilized enough kusema sawa mekata, on to the next move. But hii sasa kuforcisha still do, like hakuna justifiable reason, hata kama spend $1 million on you and then consent yako ni no, like sina reason ya kusema sasa
On that note, when this incident happened, we had so many people chipping in. We had women coming in, Communications Authority pia waliusu homeboys 1 million, and also we had Ezekiel Muto, of course, had to speak. We had Kenya Breweries withdrew its advertisements from homeboys. Okay, so this is an issue that a boy child had committed allegedly against a girl child. So do we also have such scenarios when it's the other way around happening?
Of course. There have been pastors, even priests, even sisters who have been alleging, who have been sodomizing small boys, not even big boys, small boys. The relationships of mama sugars who end up that kama boy amekataa sasa inafika point because the sugar mommy anafanya anakasirika na mwanaume anamdunga kiss or something. There have been incidents like that.
Okay, so my point is, when it's the opposite happening, tunaweza pata where organizations are withdrawing itself because a girl child is affected. Now when a boy child is affected, tunaweza kuwa na such scenarios where watu withdraw. You're getting? Like in this scenario, sponsors, like big people are talking when it's a boy child. Like, does a boy child have a voice to speak when it's them being affected?
No, I don't think so. Like, even society today, it perceives a boy child. In fact, you see the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, the Charlemagne host, and also he was hosting DL Hughley, alikuwa comedian fulani. So ikafika place wakaanza kusema bedhe nikiwa mtu hii kuna dem kubwa, I think alikuwa tu kwa store, ali have sex with mimi kwa season 9 years. Charlemagne akasema hadi mimi, but mimi sikuiona kai ilikuwa abuse. In fact niliona nimejenga manze mimi ni yule msee. But then vile sasa madake na the mom to DL Hughley alikamtoa akasema we udem asimona around his son. Hughley alisema manze nilifeel fit because as much as nilikuwa na feel mimi nimetengeneza jina as having sex with somebody old at the time, nilifeel poor, nilifeel relieved. Hapo ndio hata ikahit Charlemagne akasema by the way we were literally abused. Na you know the way society is when it comes to us dudes, tutaiona kani ni sexual abuse. Like, I don't know why, it's just the things, the workings of the whatever, but we never perceive it as abuse up until maybe when it's another dude doing it, you know, even at least, and even then, our ego doesn't allow us to go out and say it and act as a victim, you know, like, you know, society imetuweka in such a way that we can't even go out and make a case out of it. Just a case, you know, Me Too movement, just a dudes. Na kuna cases. Even in fact, when Me Too was happening, this guy anaitwa Terry Crews, the ile jamaa balko alikuwa anasema the same Stevie Harvey alimgrow in front of the wife. Na ilikuwa tunaona boy ni fala na ameunga ni nini, mbona na get hiyo ndio reaction, hatukumwona kama victim. So tunaweza blame it on society when it happens to us. Nothing big happens because you know we are seen as the lion of the place, you know, like your nature's chiles, mnafaa kuchungwa. So si ndio tunawachunga. So ikitufanyikia si much of an issue, you know. Even back at home, kitu kifanyikia mzae na ifanyikia mother ni news because even ndio kuko. But people get even us, cause now the guys Charlemagne and DL Hughley they were even joking about it. But then they were like literally abused, but they were making fun of it. It didn't hit them.
They were being abused.
Yeah, abused, you know, ilikuwa like that. So in a showcase where we are as society, when it comes to us, you see abuse. You see, we just deal with it. You know, people, big wigs wamejaribu, like when it's now the opposite sex, when it's now another dude doing it to us. Hapo ndio tunaweza ona, hey, you ni abuse maybe like Tyler. Yeah, tunasema hey, okay, hapo kuna venue, una get. But the other way around, still your ego na sisi where we are in the society and the way we can't be out with it, bila tuchomea ama like the way them they were saying tumetengeneza CV, you know, we are the young 9-year-olds to have sex this early, una get. So unfortunately, like I traffic your point, you know, and yeah.
So there's no recovering from that. So men have to just deal
with it. Yeah, that's the reality. Harsh reality. Tunapambana tuna
while women need to protect.
Yeah.
Okay, really.
Here's my opinion. I'll take it chronologically. Kwanzia kitambo, this has been a patriarchal society. It has been a man's world. Although saizi tunasema the future is female kwa sababu clearly tunaona venye kunaendelea. Kwanzia kitambo tumekuwa like si hata kwa culture zetu mabibi wanapigwa nini si ndio? Haya. Wanaume amjai speak up because you are the perpetrators. Si ndio? Haya, imeendelea. Ni ukweli, hamjai speak up eti tuachane na mabibi zetu So imekuja like 20th century, 21st ndio sisi tuka have a voice nini social media, then we started speaking up for ourselves. So yeah, tumeongelelea ndio sasa allegedly sasa inasemekana sasa GBV cases against men zimeshoot. Here is my take. My own opinion. Hizo siku zote mmekuwa wapi? Amjatuongelelea hata nyi wenyewe hamjiongeleleangi. Do you ever post of people wenye wamenijuzi kuna mwanamke alistab wanaume? Has any of you ever posted that kwa social media venye sisi watu na post mwanamke akinini?
Apparently they keep it to themselves.
Yeah. Alafu saizi like kama juzi when I was mad about this Shafi saga, ndio mtu ananiambia eti mnaongelelea wanawake, mlikuwa wapi? Sisi nyinyi wenyewe mlikuwa wapi? Nyinyi mkiarasiwa mmekuwa wapi? Sisi tukijiongelelea, that's why mnaleta hiyo issue ndio ku sideline issues zetu, and it's not fair. Saizi yes tume come up na a lot of women wame
organizations,
wakaleta organizations corporate. That's why mnaweza dhani ati the boy child is sidelined na nini, but then this is tumetokea hapo. You people have failed us. Tumejileta hapo saizi, you want to take that away kujiekea attention yenu juu saizi attention imeshift kutoka kwenu, which I don't think is fair. Kama mnataka kusaidiwa mjisaidie pia. Sisi tumetoka huko nyuma, tumejisaidia, tumekuja huku nini, and you can't take that away from us. The future is female.
But I can't say the future is always.
Kwa nini mjisaidie?
The future can never. Okay, yes, unasema the future is female. But me, I'm not against women's rights. I'm not against equal seats in maybe representation. Like women need to be heard because they also have some good ideas. The women who are also breadwinners in their homes but they don't know. The women like my mother, I can speak about my mother. The women who out there wanasimamia familia kuliko hata wanaume zao. That's a true case. But I can also say that boys to men has also been an issue because then even our own fathers, they don't implement that manhood, how to treat a lady, how to handle sexuality. They don't know. Not most men know about how women, a woman's body is, what I can say, ni kama experiment, ni kama tuko kwa lab, because akona hormones, anaweza nyesha, anaweza go through pregnancy, which men don't. Atupitiangi hizo vitu zote. But it's good that men need to know how a woman perceives. Like unafujua kama dem andakunyesha ama kama andakuzaa, how is the process. But not most men do. But what I can say is that hata kama mnaweza, I mean the Bible says there's a reason why man was even before a woman. That's a true fact. And also a woman needs a man. Like wewe kama mwanakike unataka kuwa na mwanaume mwenye anajisaidia. True, because you don't need weak men around. Ama ni kweli, so unataka strong men. So
it's strong.
I can say it's an equal way. You need also women to educate your men, and also men educate your women. I also need a woman who is strong. Something like that.
Yeah. And then it's not in us kusema our issues. Even sijuzi, who was this? Is it Wetangula? Anatuangwa na bibi proper. But aizi sema cause I know yaibu. Unacheka. Imagine kwa mwanaume mnalia.
But you can say, speak out for yourself. You know the thing is this about men. Siwezi enda ambia mse ati nimepigwa. But as for women, utakuja akibwangu amenipiga, I'll be like, watoroka enda.
Hata wewe kuja hapa kwa wanaume aseme litwango, tutacheka.
So the problem is you guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's our issue. And it can't change anything. You know, yeah. Hata the way like I feel it's the height of hubris ikisikia maendeleo ya wanaume. Why? I know it's
maendeleo kwa wanaume.
Yeah, new mama, because it's not in us. You know, we deal with it, we learn from it. You know, it's unfortunate like it can happen to us, but then in the event it does, our event will never be airing it out na kuambia niaje I'm a victim, because hata pata the we get the other type of reaction, you know. So we rather avoid that and in fact build from it, because wale guys who now came out that they were being abused, tunakuta they're making moves like Perry who
Perry.
Yeah, and you know you can use it as a motivation too, because your reaction ya we kwa madem it makes sense. You know, you need it, your closure, but our closure is not that. Our closure is like trying to bypass through it na kusema okay it happened, sawa acha tucheze kasi, because tukisasa sema tukianza kuwa vocal about it ni hata wanawake mtashtuka, mtakuwa like na wanaume wa mama siku hizi see, because yetu ni kukaa ngumu na kuenda, you know, we move us and you need that, you need strong of mind, strong of will na strong of idea.
But I advocate for men having men talk, like wanaume mnaongea wanaume wengine
straight up
because it really helps. Na wanaume tunaona si wanaume wanakaa na wasichana sana, doesn't make sense.
Kwani tuna advice
men literally if they talk deep and tunapashananga. Kuna venye madem kipashananga inakanika umeninsult ama uko na chuki na mtu, but a man can mimi naweza ambia kolo straight up, by the kolo kuna ufala fulani tengeneza kolo, naweza niambia the same but I won't catch. We can even fight, but sitaki kubeba hiyo grudge. But I also advocate for men having those groups. It really helps.
Alright guys, as we advocate for men talk, we have our super fantastic musician, upcoming musician ajulikana kama Bimix. Unatambua Bimix?
Yes.
Shout out to Bimix. Yeah, so Bimix will be releasing another song in his Throne album inaitwa Fire Burn. Yeah, so Bimix will be releasing his new song. Itakuwa inatokea somewhere in between this month of April, so be sure kachonjo, just keep on waiting for this artist na atakupatia more fire, more hits. So we'll take a break guys. Here is a little bit of Fire Burn.
I'm not standing still. I'm a youngin' from Nairobi, trust my word, it's lit. I'm coming slowly, if you blink you. I'm losing it. Heartbeat pace to 130. Feel like a villain, but then I'm a villain. Though I don't die, I'm a zombie. I'm getting cold, and colder still. With no feelings attached, now I'm just another dead one body.
Left feet was this.
Is that serious?
What did you mean? What did you mean?
Okay.
What did you mean?
What did you mean? What did you mean? What did you mean, love? What did you mean? What did you mean? What did you mean? What did you mean, love? What did you mean? What did you mean, love? What did you mean? And I've been trying on my own. I can't seem to get me past this point, I'm alone.
Hey! You see, boy child, isn't it just tunaongelelea? Can you jump?
Ni vile like ni tu juni B-mix, but generally this is not my I jump to mini ule ghetto.
Magenge to.
Na hizo bado zilikuwa zinasemwa zina abuse women.
No, si ghetto nsemi hiyo.
Kuna zile za objectification.
Hapana, si hizo.
Relax.
Reggae.
Meja, nini, relax, enjoy kali.
Siski.
So welcome back guys. As you can see tumechange venue. Mnajua kwa nini? Guys wamesema ati wanataka lunch. Tukawapeleka lunch. Imagine hatutawauliza anything.
Wanalipa au ndo wanalipa? Tunawaleta lakini wanalipa.
Tutakula. Nani sisi?
Okay, all right. So
in conclusion,
to you.
In conclusion, to sum up everything about the issue, given enyewe Shafi yenyewe aliuma nje in terms of not even how he said it, under which circumstances, that's why women, took it offensively, considering, he's a high profile guy, it's homeboys, it's a leading station and whatnot. So kuna platform, like if you're a public figure, by default you have your responsibility to hakikisha vitu uko cautious, But then speaking like as a boy child, it's not fair how homeboys handled him, it's your own, and you already knew the type of personality he was, he has his history, and he's actually anajitaje ni bad boy, I don't see bad boy, like nini, reverend, already akona, that's Shafi, and the reason even why you put him there because it's of such you ataleta ratings. So the way you're rolling with the punches sasa, because there's nani pull out wamama wameanza ku react, mnamwachanisha as if he's your own, there's a way you can stick with him, like vile mlikuwa ameanza kumwambia okay 6 months suspension training ya how to talk to that's sensible, and you can stick to that as opposed to sasa now it's Sue versus Air na Sue back, it's unnecessary. And then we as boy men, there's no justifiable reason to justify acts of violence or rape or whatever the issue, however socially right or socially justifiable we may be, ikikam kwa causing harm to our ladies, it goes now to if I, attract kupita boundary. And then also women also should take charge na, stop leading us on, iachie tu hapo, si lazima, you don't have to, maybe to some you feel beautiful feel una being pursued, but since it's costing lives and it's costing even people walking and whatnot, don't even go there. If you're not feeling the dude, don't waste him in that sense, because that's how we love, we give, we spend, and we need love back, to some inaweza kuwa the actual act, to some inaweza kuwa loyalty, so just have that at the back of your mind. Ukianza ukisema yes, inakuja, it comes to the territory, you can't pick and choose, inakuja ni buffet. Yeah, exactly. So eventually usiseme mimi nataka na batulianza
nataka kiss staki hug.
Do uko at liberty, ikianza kumbuka ninyi mnaingia box yetu, unaona. So hapo kwa kuingia box usikubali kuingia, but ukiingia ujua hivi ndio kuko, and then mko nayo kipawa ya I think girls wako na 6 sense ya mnaweza jua intention ya dude as early as
we do.
Yeah. So unajua hata wewe mwenye maybe aliitwa huko 12th floor alikuwa na idea maybe yeah, kuna red flags
na kama favorite color yangu ni red.
Wow. Still but mko na hiyo kipawa, so mnaweza jua intentions ya boy so early
But some of you are so good at hiding it, like literally you're pretenders.
Not for long.
Like
we can't pull up that act.
If you want a lady, unamwambianga hata day one, you're beautiful, I want you, you're beautiful, can I take you out, can you come see me, can you do this, can you have a drink, can you do this?
Not all men do that.
People who have been raped by their friends.
Yeah, not all
Or
men
their
do
friends.
that. Not all men do that.
Like when you grow.
So men are just different.
Yeah, but nasema hata nikisema nikiput out your statistics, I'm not generalizing, but majority of you have that ability to see it weird, you know. Hata wale upigwa wali notice wakidate, mse ana temper na shanga temper, but acha niendelee tu. Yeah, you know get. So like mkinotice ude boy anataka hii na hii, like okay, niendelee ama nisiendelee. Wacha ni ghost sasa juu Mr. Kizo form, but saju ushajua anataka hii, acha tu niendelee kuendelea.
Kula fair.
Okay, as we conclude, the last man to speak.
Okay. So may I have just to say these words. Mnaona venye hii issue kadogo tu, I think ni 10 minutes yenye watu waliongea tu kwa studio na bring a lot of controversial in this Kenya right now. So I need you men to also realize that this topic certainly kitu inafaa iishie kwa hii nini, inafaa iendelee to the social media platforms, watu mcomment na mseme, because this is a thing, ini kitu ina affect the men's society and also affect the women. So madem pia mnafaa mjichunge, mjijue. Now, as a lady, know yourself. You know, as a man, you have no liberty to even hit a lady. But it's sad enough that it's only happened. But also, msikuwa wanawake mna provoke watu, na isikuwe like men have a right to beat a lady. Sijui if kama ujao dem usimpige.
Yeah, I guess that's it, guys. For me, I feel contented. I feel like I've had a lot of information, and what I can say out there is, women, venye mabo amesema, msiwa push to the limit, and also when you're going for those dates, know what you're going for. And at the same time, for men, I think you have taken something from your own men that, you know, ikifika your point, don't push it. If the lady is not for it, don't push it. And at the same time, women, just take care of yourselves. So that's for it, for the 254 trends, guys. See you next time with different people with a totally different kind of content. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Bye-bye. Subscribe button.